All right, welcome to Grab Next, everyone, our annual F&B Innovation Summit. And thank you for joining us online right now. My name is Natasha, and I will be your MC and moderator for today. As we wait for more participants to log on, do get settled in and get ready for an action-packed program today. If you have any questions for today's speakers, feel free to submit them using the Zoom Q&A function. We will be addressing them during two Q&A segments, one during the middle of today's session and one at the very end. So before we get started, we'd like to convey our appreciation to our sponsors for today's event. Thank you to our sponsors, Unilever and Agoda, as well as Partner Food Services, Inc., who is the local distributor for Unilever. Want to know what goodies and promos they have for you? You gotta stay tuned until the end of this conference. A big thank you to our sponsors. Thank you so much. If you're keen to get access to exclusive staycation and retail deals, look forward to the promos that we'll be announcing later on. But for now, I'm excited to reveal what's coming up today, from research into what's next in the F&B trends, to sharing sessions from experts on how to attain next level business growth, as well as introductions to next generation tech. Our agenda is going to be pretty eventful, one for all of you today. So can't wait for that. We'll kickstart with the first half of our session today, centered around trends, insights, learnings, and recommendations for F&B businesses looking to thrive continually in an ever-changing landscape. Xin Wei, our managing director for deliveries, will open with a keynote address. Rufina will then bring some really unique new data and insight based on the F&B trends report that GrabFood has specially commissioned for our merchant partners. Next up, we have Michelle from our merchant strategy and execution team, who will take you through an informative session on strategic audience targeting, while Jonathan, our guest from very popular restaurant chain called Collins, will end off our first half with some learnings from his successful expansion story. So you don't want to miss that either. As always, we hope that you will share your questions with us using the Zoom Q&A function, and we'll take the time after Jonathan's presentation to address some of them. All righty. The second half of our event today, we'll see our speakers taking you through some of the tools, platforms, and resources that we have for you to grow your business based on the learnings shared earlier. But before we get into that, we'll be announcing the winners of the 5-Star Merchant Awards, recognizing our merchant partners for consistently scoring high scores across all the metrics tracked as part of the GrabFood 5-Star Merchant Program. So Sherry will then take you through tips and exciting new feature that will help you improve your ratings across safety as well as quality. Michelle will be back once more again to present on another new initiative that we have for you, the Grab Merchant Center. Very excited about that as well. Last but definitely not least, we have Jen and Meru giving you an overview of the Grab Merchant and Grab Ads products designed with your business growth needs in mind. We'll end off with a second Q&A session from some special winner announcements, which I'll get into in a few moments. And of course, the promo code reveals from our sponsors. So you want to stay tuned for that. Now, before we get started, let's go through some simple housekeeping matters. Today's event is a super exclusive one, so please do not take screenshots during the presentation. Please also be super respectful both to each other and to our presenters and also moderators. Note that we will be recording this presentation and certain clips may be used for marketing purposes. Next, if you have any questions now or during the various segments, feel free to ask away using the Zoom Q&A function. You should see it at the bottom of your screen, okay? So our moderators will be tracking your queries and we'll try to get as many of them answered as possible, right? So now bear with me, everybody. Before we kick off for today, we're excited to announce that to all of you that you're going to get what you've been waiting for, okay? During today's session, we'll be conducting 3 different quizzes with 6 prizes worth over $3,000 in total up for grabs. So look out for the quiz time slides and get ready to answer those questions in the Zoom chat. All you have to do is type your store name and outlet plus the correct option in the chat as quickly as you can, all right? So fastest fingers win there. Big, huge hint, you can prepare by typing your store name and outlet in advance, okay? So those with long names, you can get in there a lot faster within the 30-second time window. So make sure to set your chat so that everyone can see your response in order to qualify for the prize. So sending it to panelists only will actually disqualify you. All right, so our moderators will be tracking responses for each question, identifying the quickest 2 correct answers per question. 2 winners per question will stand, oh my gosh, this is really exciting, to each win an Instagram post feature from popular food review platform Eatbook for their stores. Yay. We will be announcing the winners at the end of the event, so do stay on all the way. Not sure how to use the Zoom chat function? Refer to the bottom of your screen. Go ahead down there. It says select chat. All right. Okay. So without further ado, let's give a virtual round of applause as we welcome our MD of deliveries, Sin Wei, who will be giving the keynote address for today. Over to you, Sin Wei.
Hi, everyone. A warm welcome to our annual merchant conference, Grab Next. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Sin Wei. I lead the deliveries business in Grab Singapore. So let me just start out by saying a big thank you to all of you for your continued support and partnership through this very challenging year for the F&B industry. So I just want to kick us off today with a bit of sharing. I don't want to take up too much time because we've got lots of really interesting content for you today. But I just want to share a bit about how Grab and how our merchant partners have performed in the last year. I want to share a little bit like a sneak preview of some new product solutions and improvements aimed at helping you grow. And finally, this isn't a one-way sharing by us, but really this is about building a stronger community where we can learn from each other. So apart from all the presentations you hear today, there's a Q&A, so please feel free to use that function. And later on in the session, you'll be hearing from some of your fellow merchant partners, sharing their insights and learnings about how to grow online. So maybe let me start us off by taking a look at some of the numbers. Over the past year, regionally, across all the markets that Grab operates in, we saw about 600,000 small businesses signing up to join GrabFood and GrabMart in 2020. Of which a third of them, 33%, said that they came online for the very first time with Grab. And that's regionally. I think many of you may believe that that's focused more on our developing markets, where a lot of our merchants are not historically very digitally savvy. In Singapore as well, we saw a very big growth in the number of active F&B merchants on the platform over the past year, 50% growth. And in fact, the SMBs that joined our delivery platforms in 2020 shared that they have observed about a 12% increase in their total revenues, despite the dining restrictions. Now, these numbers reflect, I think, a shift in consumer behaviors as people build a habit to use food delivery. So on GrabFood alone, we saw about 2x the number of active GrabFood users over the course of last year, and it continues to grow into this year. And not just the increase in number of users, but in fact, people are spending more on delivery platforms. So we saw about a 31% increase in basket sizes on the platform. And the average order value went up by 31%, which is almost 1/3. Year on year from 2019 to 2020, and they continue to grow again in 2021. Now, it's been not an easy 1.5 to 2 years due to the various lockdowns, the various restrictions. And Grab, we've been a delivery platform that I would say, we grew up over the first lockdown in 2020 as well. And we've been doing our very best to support all of you through all of these changing times and changing restrictions. And whether it's the small single outlet merchants, the hawkers, small businesses, to even the multi-outlet and big brands. And our support has been focused on 3 main areas over the past year or two. The first is around commission rebates. So we had a big commission rebate program during the first P2HA, the one that happened earlier in the year, where we provided additional rebates for eligible merchants. And this was on top of what was provided from Enterprise Singapore. Apart from that, and especially during the most recent P2HA, we provided co-funding credits for merchants to take part in campaigns, such as our free delivery campaign, and for certain groups like our hawkers, we fully funded free delivery through the whole P2HA. And this is one of our most popular campaigns, and we really wanted to help more merchants benefit from it. I think finally, something that we've been doing all along, we continue to do and continue to invest in is skills training. So we want to continue to run workshops as part of the Grab Merchant Academy to cover topics like how to serve consumers well online, how to increase your ratings and visibility, and so on, to help you grow even better on the platform. Now, as we put these lockdowns hopefully behind us and we look forward to the future, what are we going to focus on moving forward? At Grab, we are committed to your growth. We don't see ourselves as just a platform where you can list your services online, but we believe that we are building an ecosystem to help you grow, to grow fast, and also to grow according to your needs and your aspirations. So what does that mean? I think it means three things, and we'll go through some of this content. I'll share a little bit now, but we'll go through more of it throughout the rest of the conference. The first is around understanding consumers in the online landscape better. The second is about giving you tools to use those insights to target the right consumers. And the last is to help you deliver good quality service. So let me just touch briefly on each of those. On the first point on understanding consumers better, as you know, consumers' ordering patterns have changed a lot in the past year and a half. It's not always easy to understand or to kind of guess where this industry is headed. So today, I'm really excited to announce our first ever food trends report for the merchants on our platform. And here we want to give you in-depth insights into how consumers are ordering, some interesting new food trends, and hopefully recommend you some strategies that you can consider to keep growing your business. So this draws heavily on the internal data from Grab's platform. But on top of that, we did a big survey regionally of almost 13,000 consumers, and we worked with a big research firm, Nielsen IQ, to do this survey. And apart from that, also conducted many in-depth interviews with experts in the F&B industry. So I think you'll find some of these insights really interesting, and my colleague Rufina will take you through the key findings right after this. And the second thing, now that we have the insights and we have the deeper understanding of your consumers, how do we reach them? Now, all of you have different target audiences. You serve different cuisines. You have different kind of target customers. And so what's important is to be able to target the ones that matter to you. It's not kind of a broad-based thing that you want to do, but you really want to focus on the customers that are interested in what you're offering. And we are constantly working to improve the tools that we provide to you. Just to cover two of them, really quickly. The merchant portal. So many of you are familiar with the merchant portal. I think there are two features that I want to call out. The first is our insights feature. So you can use this feature to access your sales data, your operational performance, your ratings and reviews. This is your data, and we've put it in a format that's easy for you to access, to use, and to understand. My colleague Jen will speak more about this later. And similarly, Ad Manager. So many of you have participated in our ads, and thank you very much for doing that. Our Ad Manager is a self-serve tool, and that allows you to customize your ads, get them up quickly, select your target audience, and do all that in a matter of minutes. You can decide to put in a small amount today and a large amount tomorrow. You can do all of that on your own, just using the Grab Merchant Portal. So these two things, I hope that you can learn more about them, and my colleague will cover more about it later. Now, beyond the merchant portal, we have some other programs that we're trying out to help you grow. And these are a bit more tailored programs. There's one pilot program called the Consumer Lifecycle Management Program, or CLM. And that's kind of just a long name for saying, hey, let's work with you to figure out which users that you want to retain or you want to acquire. And let's shape a campaign based on your needs so that you can target either new users, existing users, or some mix of the two, depending on your own business goals. We have run this as a pilot so far. The results have been really interesting, really good. We'll share a bit more later, and we're hoping to roll this out to a larger number of merchants in the coming year. And beyond that, I'm also really excited to share a new initiative called the Grab Merchant Center. Again, this is in pilot mode. We run a lot of pilots here at Grab. But this is for those of you who may once in a while want to brainstorm or consult with the Grab personnel. Maybe you want to go through an in-depth business review. You want to talk about some ideas. You want to hear a little bit more about the products that we offer. You can sign up for a one-to-one consultation and business review on some specific questions through this center. Again, this has just started very small scale, but we are looking to launch and roll it out even more over the next year. And finally, I also want to share a third idea that is in a beta mode right now. We're doing it invitation only. It's called the Grab Online Shop. Now, this is apart from the Grab app or the Grab Food app platform, and it's to give you more channels to reach consumers. So it's essentially your own branded website. It's another option for you to reach more users. But the benefit here is that you can continue to tap on the Grab ecosystem of payments, of delivery, of billing, all the things that you get, use your Grab merchant portal. But this is another channel for you to reach more consumers beyond just the Grab app. So you'll hear more about all of these new programs along with some of the case studies from merchants who have tried this out in the early phases later in the conference. Now, I covered the first two topics, which is understanding consumers better and giving you better tools. Now, how can we support you to deliver better quality service? Many of you have been really great partners to us, and we want to recognize that. So we've designed a new program, the Grab Food 5-Star Merchant Program, and I'm really excited that later today, we'll be announcing the winners of this program. And we'll be giving you two really cool benefits you hear more about. Essentially, more visibility on the app and a protected delivery radius during supply crunch times. So these are really to reward merchants who have held themselves to the highest possible quality standards across several different metrics, including things like staying online, being visible online, having efficient food prep times, low cancellation rates, and so on. And we'll be announcing our first batch of winners later, so stay tuned for that, and congratulations in advance to our winners. And since I'm on the topic of service quality, I want to take the chance to acknowledge to all of you that it's been a really trying couple of years. There have been greater order volumes, there have been all these social distancing restrictions that have had to be managed by yourself and your staff. And despite these challenges, many of you have continued to be patient and respectful towards our driver partners, our delivery partners, our account managers, our support team. And we really thank you for this, and we ask for your continued support to do so. Delivery is an ecosystem. There are many parts that have to work together for this to go well. And it can only be a smooth and enjoyable experience if we all treat each other with kindness and respect. So we also ask that if you experience something unpleasant or unfortunate, please give us the feedback. Please let us know, and we'll also do our best to fix it so that this continues to be a great experience for you. Now, I'm coming to the end of my segment, but I wanted to end off with a peek into the future of F&B. Now, we know that over the past couple of years, delivery has kind of gained people have gained familiarity with delivery, and it's gained kind of a place in everyone's life. So we know it's here to stay. But we also know that dining isn't going anywhere. The excitement that people feel about being able to go out and eat again is a really good signal of that. So consumers enjoy dining in. They also enjoy using food delivery. And there are new modes as well. Self-pickup is becoming more and more popular. And so the future of F&B is only going to become more connected and more integrated, where dining in and online ordering become more and more complementary. So we want to work with you across all of these different modes. And with that, I also want to give you a bit of a sneak preview into a new solution that we are piloting called Scan to Order. So this is nothing more than a QR code on a table in your restaurant that allows consumers to browse your menu, to place the order, send that order to your kitchen, and make payment without having to contact any other person. and they can do this all seamlessly. On top of all of these benefits, having it sit in the Grab ecosystem also means that you can tap on the various aspects of the Grab ecosystem, including the payments, including using the Grab merchant portal. And what we really want to do here is to help you enjoy benefits beyond purely delivery of operational cost savings, of providing a really seamless consumer experience. You could, for instance, make the same offer or campaign or promo across both platforms. And of course, during this time, what's really important is to have a contactless and a safe dining experience. So that's all from me today. I hope I've given you a flavor of what to expect. To end off, I want to say again, a big thank you for coming, for attending today's conference. Every merchant is important to us, and we'll continue to invest in the initiatives and the tech to empower your growth in our effort to become the most merchant-centric platform in Southeast Asia. Thank you again for being our partners on this journey, and enjoy the conference.
Awesome. Thank you for that welcome speech, Sin Wei. Now we have Rufina here, who heads up the Central Merchants team for Grab Singapore. Who are our consumers and what are they searching for on GrabFood? So Rufina will be here to present our first ever F&B consumer trends report and bring you the insights needed to help you better tailor your business operations and strategies to fit the prevalent trends and patterns. As always, feel free to drop your questions to our speakers using the Zoom Q&A function, and we will do our best to get to them answered later. All yours, Rufina.
Thanks, Natasha, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'm Rufina, and I presently lead the Central Merchants team, which takes care of acquisition, account management, and overall strategy and growth for merchants across GrabFood, GrabMart, GrabExpress, GrabPay for Singapore. I'm presently recovering from a pretty bad flu, so I'll do my best to speak as clearly as possible. Today, it gives me great pleasure to bring you something new. As part of our efforts to continually bring value to your businesses, we have put together a specially commissioned consumer trend report together with Nielsen IQ, which includes interviews with food industry professionals, restaurateurs, consumer surveys, focus groups, as well as insights derived from Grab's internal database between 2019 to 2020. This report will share what's next for the food industry, key insights, trends, and recommendations on making food delivery a strong and integral part of your business. We've also included tips that you can start putting into practice right away. While you'll be able to download the report in full at the end of the conference today, it gives me great pleasure to take you through some of the key highlights of the report right now. Hope you're ready to dig in. On January 23rd, 2020, Singapore saw its first COVID-19 case, the start of a chain of events that led to unprecedented restrictions, closures, reopening, closures again, and reopening again. With so much uncertainty, one thing came out certain to us: the growth in the online space and in food delivery. The number of people dining out looks set to decrease, even with the lifting of restrictions. From circuit breaker till now, we have seen a rise of people cooking or attempting to cook their meals. Learning how to bake. I, for one, had to learn how to use my oven, which still had its wrapping plastic around its racks from 2 years ago, which then led to an electric trip in my home and a lot of arguments between my husband and I, which I won't go further into. And so for those of us who just can't or don't want to cook, well, that puts us within the 1 out of 3 Singaporeans that prefer food delivery. Dine out and people eating on the go saw the most drastic decrease, as expected in the current climate. Takeaway meals saw a smaller decrease, but did you know that the number of self-pickup orders on GrabFood grew by almost 5x in 2020? As Singapore settles into a new phase of reopening, the elevated demand for online consumption remains. But new behaviors have surfaced at the same time, especially on the food delivery front. And this is a trend that we believe will be here to stay for a long time. People are still ordering more than the pre-circuit breaker period. Our analysis of the market shows more users are now using online delivery more frequently, on average twice as frequently. 57% of people in Singapore are opting to dine out, get their food delivered, or do takeaways. And 1 in 3 of these people are choosing food delivery. Fun fact, the most orders made by a single consumer on GrabFood was 1,670 orders in 2020. That's around 4 orders a day. It is also of note that the 80% of consumers, especially for those between the ages of 18 to 34, claim that they will order the same amount or more food delivery in the future. More than before, we see different consumer profiles emerging with different objectives beyond pure convenience. They have a different interpretation to what value for money means. Most notably, those who want to buy more food with their money, and those who seek new experiences and are ready to spend. Families with children are the main consumers of food delivery service. They welcome the convenience of food delivery, which saves them the hassle of meal prep and cleaning up, especially on busy weekdays. But why do consumers order in? These are the top 3 reasons we found. Number 1, no time to cook. Number 2, to satisfy cravings for food they can't cook. And 3, to avoid queuing at restaurants. My own top reason for ordering in, to avoid injuries in the home and reduce arguments at dinner time. But here comes the most important question. What can you do to target these customers? We already know a large number of these consumers are ordering for their families. That's 76% as compared to 57% in 2019. Since they are ordering for the household rather than just themselves, the average order value has also increased. To target these group of consumers, it is good to consider a menu that can cater to different household members. So, 2 pointers you can take into consideration. 1, have a variety of menu items that can cater to needs of different household members. For example, non-spicy version of the dish for younger children, or maybe more soupy or easily digestible food for the more senior members of the family. 2, introduce kid-friendly dishes in your menu, or a kid-sized meal to cater to young families. It's no secret that Singaporeans love to eat. And being a multicultural country, we love food from all over the world. Now, you might wonder, if I sell food not from these cuisines, am I in trouble? Of course not. It's also not possible to change your food simply based on these studies. However, it definitely won't hurt to jump on what's trending to give your business a helpful boost. An easy reference is McDonald's. I'm sure they've done their research to know that mala is blazing hot, no pun intended. That they've introduced their mala burger and mala shaker fries. Of course, they also have other seasonal offerings from time to time. And this is something that you can take into consideration without having to change your entire menu to jump on the bandwagon. Now, let's have a bit of fun. It is important for F&B businesses to understand how consumers behave at different times of the day in order to come up with the right strategy to attract new and retain current consumers. So, take a guess. Which mealtime has grown the most in 2020 as compared to 2019? I see supper. Any other guesses? You may put your guesses in the chat box. Lunch, okay, snacks. The answer is breakfast. For those who chose breakfast, you're absolutely spot on. Breakfast was the meal that saw the highest growth in 2020 compared to 2019. Restrictions saw more Singaporeans getting food delivery for breakfast, choosing meals that are easy to eat. Fun fact, coffee and tea orders during breakfast actually grew by 5x in 2020. So here are some key tips to keep in mind if you plan to be a part of this sales surge. 1, keep the menu simple with quick, fuss-free options. 2, consider offering a value bundle consisting of a main plus drink. Caffeine is important to help consumers start off their day. $10 to $12 is a sweet spot. Consider opening before 9 a.m. to meet the breakfast crowd. And 4, know which popular breakfast items you can offer on your menu. The second meal time with the highest growth was lunch. Lunchtime orders more than doubled, largely due to work from home arrangements. Fun fact, nasi lemak was the local lunchtime favorite. Again, there is a general preference for dry, easy to consume meals for lunch. Next, we also found that lunch orders peaked between 12 to 1 p.m. in 2020. So please keep that in mind when planning for manpower. Lastly, people are ordering more for smaller groups during lunch, but are willing to pay for a set. Perhaps especially so if it includes milk tea, which is one of the most ordered beverages we have. Consider introducing set lunch deals at around $12 to $14 per pack that comes with milk tea. Now, for a fun trivia poll. Can you also guess what item was ordered every minute during dinner time in 2020? Please type your best guess in the Zoom chat. I see bubble tea, burger, bubble tea, a lot of bubble tea, rice. Burgers, bubble tea again, white rice. A lot of people loving bubble tea here. And rice, red wine, McDonald's, pizza. Rice again. All right. All right, guys, fun fact. On average, naan prata was ordered every minute during dinner time in 2020. We now get to the topic of dinner, which is when consumers are the most willing to spend, indulge, and try new things. It's been a long day at work. And what better way to unwind than with good food? So while convenience is the main factor for breakfast and lunch orders, dinner is more about indulgence. Consumers are more willing to try new things and spend more on dinner. And this makes it a good time to offer new menu items. Dinner is on average also a 3 to 4 packs affair, with the typical Singaporean consuming it with their families. These few years, we have also seen dinner orders peaking earlier, perhaps due to work from home arrangements. People don't have to spend time traveling home after work and can order to eat whenever they're done or even while they're still in the middle of their Zoom calls. So prepare for peak orders to come in from 6 p.m. rather than later and ensure you are able to cope with the demand. Besides optimizing your operations and menus for 3 main meals, what other opportunities are there? In recent years, we see consumers becoming more health conscious, particularly with increasing accessibility to information and education on nutrition. This extends to the way they think about food. And 2 in 3 Singaporeans have included that they want to eat more healthily. And of that number, 50% are even willing to pay more for healthier food. This is further supported from our order trend last year. Orders from healthy F&B businesses increased by 2.6x. Some tips to target these health-conscious consumers. 1, try promoting food with less salt, sugar, or oil. 2, communicate nutritional value or calories if possible. 3, bundle food orders with side salads, sandwiches, or soup, as consumer will perceive these bundles to be healthier and be willing to pay more. On to the next point. Despite the growing trend of food delivery, home cooking is still the most common method of preparing food in Singapore. There are 14.5 million home-cooked meals made in Singapore per week. So there is a huge opportunity for food delivery to become a much more appealing alternative to home cooks by offering what they can't easily whip up on their own. Some tips to target these consumers. 1, offer items that consumers love, but it's difficult to replicate at home. For example, pizza. Fun fact, cake and pizza was searched more than 1 million times on GrabFood in 2020. 2, consider meal kits that enable consumers to whip up tasty and high-quality meals in the comfort of your own homes. 3, share content around food preparations, your restaurant's stringent COVID-19 SOP, and emphasize the quality of your ingredients to build trust amongst potential customers. Now you have a winning recipe on menu and best practices. But how do we get your customers to give your delicious options a try? There are 4 top factors that drive trial for F&B businesses. 1, reviews and ratings. 2, appeal of menu. 3, promotions. 4, value. With that, these are some top tips to get people to order and reorder from you. Food safety is important. And as more consumers are 70% less likely to return if they face a quality issue. 2, when arranging your menu, consider listing it from lowest to highest price. This can help lead to a higher basket value. 3, everyone loves a good deal. And our consumers' favorite deal is free delivery. So if you have the budget to spare, do definitely consider in such promo campaigns where possible. Speak to your account manager, and if you don't have one, please stay on to find out from Michelle how you can get access to your very own account manager via the Grab Merchant Center. 4, combo sets are a proven strategy to increase basket size and can grow the number of items ordered by 50%. So do include items that are usually bought together in your combo set to drive sales. Lastly, it's important to understand the trends and innovations you can leverage. And here are 3 key tips to help you stay ahead of the curve. 1, stay visible. 54% of consumers discover new restaurants via food delivery app. Investing in these digital platforms will help you reach more people, which will drive more sales for your business. In fact, it's actually becoming a norm for consumers to just browse without any specific F&B outlets in mind. And the more visible you are, the higher possibility you get spotted. Fun fact, Singaporeans browse 3.12 restaurants on average before making an order on GrabFood. 2, going green. Consumers today care a lot more about the environment and want to play their part to help reduce waste when it comes to food delivery. Close to 7 in 10 consumers want to reduce waste, and 2 in 5 indicated their willingness to pay up to 30 cents extra for eco-friendly packaging. We actually have 3 eco-friendly packaging partners on board with us: Muse, Bearpack, and Biopack. And if you're interested to find out more, please check out the Zoom chat where our friendly moderator will be dropping a link for you. And of course, If you are looking to scale and expand, cloud kitchens might also be the answer. Our various Grab Kitchen outlets throughout Singapore house several F&B businesses under one roof and help brands focus more on food delivery and their operations without the need for their own physical store. Needless to say, it also helps reduce F&B businesses' upfront costs. Just to end things off with another fun fact to get your engine started before we kick off our very first quiz in just a bit. Can you guess what is the favorite drink order in Singapore? Go ahead and type it in the chat. I see a lot of bubble tea, coconut, coffee, Mr. Coconut. Bubble tea again, alcohol, masala tea, bubble tea again, teh tarik, coconut again. Well, for those of you that guessed bubble tea, that is correct. To be specific, Earl Grey milk flavored bubble tea was ordered every 90 seconds during tea time. There's also something to consider when you think about meal bundles. There are a lot more interesting data and interesting facts in the Food Trends report that can help you with your business and operation decisions. We will be sharing the full report with you at the end of the conference, so you can peruse it in your own time. So do stay on and look out for it. All right, we've now come to our very first quiz segment. Just to recap how you can participate and stand to win, I will be flashing a question on the screen in the next slide with four answer options. I'm going to be giving you 30 seconds to respond. Type your brand outlet name and the correct answer in the Zoom chat, and make sure you send it to everyone, not just the panelists only. The quickest two correct answers that have fulfilled all the requirements that I've just stated will qualify for the prize, an Instagram post feature from popular local food review platform, Eatbook. Here's the question. Your time starts now. How many percentage of our consumer base does the Married Kids demographic make up? A, 63%, B, 72%, C, 45%, D, 57%. Remember to use the same format that I just mentioned. All right, I see a lot of answers coming in. Fantastic. All right, time's up. Thank you for all your answers. I hope you were paying attention to my slides earlier. But anyway, the answer is A, 63%. Keeping in mind that families make up the largest percentage of bread foods consumers, it's good to have an inclusive menu which caters to different age groups. This can also help increase your basket size per order, which translates to more sales. For the winners, please stay tuned as we will announce the winners later on. Thank you so much for being such a great audience. And with that, I will pass the spotlight back to Natasha. Over to you, Tash.
Thank you. Thank you, Rufina, and to all of you for your really, really enthusiastic participation. I love how everyone's getting involved in the chat there. No worries if you weren't quick or accurate enough before. We still have 2 more quizzes to go to today. So hang tight. I'm sure we're also looking forward to learning how to assess that report later on as well. But for now, I'm pleased to introduce you to Michelle, who will be giving us all an important lesson on how strategic audience targeting works and how you can do so for your businesses. Of course, just another reminder that if you have any questions for us, please ask away using the Zoom Q&A function, and we will be addressing as many as we can in a short while. Hi, Michelle.
Tash. Thank you, Tash. So hi, everyone. I'm Michelle from Merchant Growth Strategy. As was clear from Rufina's slides, food deliveries really is here to stay. Indeed, COVID-19 saw a boost in food deliveries market as consumers and businesses began relying more on online ordering platforms. Here at Grab, we saw an immense growth in order activity. As touched upon earlier, monthly active users in Singapore nearly doubled in 2020. Not just that, consumers were also willing to spend more per order, with average order value increasing 31% during COVID. However, along with the rising demand comes rising competition. As also mentioned, we saw more than 600,000 SMBs sign up in 2020. So the question is, how can you stand out from the crowd? One way you can set yourself apart is strategic targeting, making sure you reach out to high quality leads. This could mean showing ads only to a specific demographic and at a specific time, or product targeting, curating your product for a specific target segment in mind, or promo targeting, selecting the optimal set of customers to offer promos to and adjusting promo mechanics based on their maturity and behavior. This way, you can truly maximize return on investment. So today, I want to focus on this last type. Here's an illustrative example of promo targeting. Let's say you're a Western cuisine restaurant planning to run promos. The first level of segmentation you could do is maybe by cuisine. We only want to look at Western cuisine eaters, say 100,000 of them. Then we can further split them according to their customer maturity. Say out of this 100,000 customers, we find out 84,000 are new to your restaurant, and 4,000 are existing, and 12,000 are churn, meaning they once ordered in the past 6 months, but for some reason have not ordered recently. So for each segment of customer, you want to have different objectives and different behaviors as well. So for new customers, your goal is conversion. You want them to try your restaurant for the first time. And so we would set up an attractive discount with a low minimum spend so that it becomes an easy decision for them to try. For existing customers, your goal is to increase the value of the orders they're already making. So you would set a lower discount with a higher minimum spend to nudge them to spend more per order. Finally, for churn customers, your goal is to reactivate them. So maybe you would offer a moderate discount and a lower minimum spend, and then make this voucher valid multiple times in order to create the habit of ordering from your restaurant. The great news is all this is something we can take care of for you using the vast data we've collected about you and your customers. Trust us to handle running the campaign, analyzing your results, and making the best recommendations for your business. So today, I want to share with you the actual results from one of our clients, an Asian noodle restaurant. They were a mid-sized shop looking to grow their food delivery business during the lockdown, and they wanted to do this in a cost-effective way. And so our account managers strategized and identified targeted promos as the best solution. After that, this merchant decided to invest $6,000 into running what we call the Smart Vouchers program for 1 month. To give us a very fair assessment of how effective this program was, we experimented using control and treatment groups. Basically, one group, the treatment, was given Smart Vouchers during this period, and the other group, the control group, was not given anything. We found that by using Smart Vouchers, the treatment group doubled their revenues and also gained more than 2x return on their $6K investment. We also saw an increase in average order value from $39 to $43. Finally, a total of 1,000 unique eaters availed of the discounts. Of this, around 700 were new, 200 were reactivated, and around 100 were existing customers who increased their AOV. So far, we've been doing this program in a closed beta, and we are delighted to finally invite you to join this program. To recap, the GrabFood Smart Vouchers program is a tailored growth strategy program handled entirely by Grab, where we leverage on data and insights to help optimize your audience targeting, drive conversions, and grow your business to the next level. Please scan this QR code for the sign-up form or look out for a moderator's message in the Zoom chat. Thank you, everyone. I hope you found this session to be useful. Stay tuned as I will be revealing something I'm even more excited about later today. Handing it over back to you, Tash.
Thank you. So thank you for the informative segment, Michelle. We're now on to our next guest speaker segment, a presentation by another of our merchant partners, Jonathan. So Jonathan is a Chief Development Officer of SF Group, holding company of popular restaurant chain Collins. Some of you might be familiar with the Collins story. Starting out as a one-person hawker stall, Collins has grown quickly over the past few years and now boasts 13 outlets and 2 sub-brands to its name. Today, Jonathan is here to share with us more on his story and the learnings that one can obtain from it. Very insightful. Let's give Jonathan an enthusiastic welcome. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello there. Thanks, Natasha, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Jonathan. I will just wait for the switch over. Are we okay now? Okay. Yeah, again, thanks for the introduction. Hello, everyone, again. My name is Jonathan, and I represent the SF Group. First of all, I'm really honored that Grab has chosen us, invited us to share our experience. So first thing first, a big thank you to all Grabbers out there. As you can see from the slide, you'll see that we have many, many brands, but I think like Natasha has highlighted earlier, you'll be more familiar with our Collins brand, which is definitely a lot more visible across Singapore. And also probably its sub-brands called Common Grill by Collins and El Fuego by Collins. Now, I just want to draw your attention to all the brands that you see on the screen. Actually, for SF Group, we started off first as a coffee shop business. And that is the Food Loft brand we started from. Our humble beginning was just one coffee shop, and from there we scale up to 20-odd coffee shop across Singapore. And from there, from running coffee shop, we expand into what we call the food retail business, which is all the brands that you see. So we have roast meat brand, we have Japanese, we have Thai salad, etc. And of course, the Western food brands of Collins and Common Grill. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting this is because Grab has invited me to share, invited us to share about our diversification. This constant openness to embrace new technology and opportunities. And of course, at the end of it, it's always down to the most fundamental thing, which is really to focus on the consumers. So today I'll be taking a little bit more time to explain about our company's approach and a bit of, with a particular highlight on the Collins story. So again, just quickly running through the brands that you saw earlier, the Food Loft, El Fuego, El Carbon, Daily Green, and Silver Thai. Now, as some of you might ask, why do you do so many brands? We have Collins, which is honestly already something very, very successful. Then why do you go into this Common Grill, El Fuego, Thai, Japanese, etc.? Then of course, the next question is, how do we do it? How do we become able to expand to so many things? The first and foremost thing is this often quoted word. The only thing constant in life is always change, and change is something that we always must do in this very highly competitive F&B industry. So we always try to look outside there. Is there any gaps in the market, any underserved segment in the market, anything that we can use technology and tools to help us find and identify these gaps that we can address and take advantage of. So we've always been, the first and foremost thing is the fundamental. We've always been acutely aware that our starting point must always be the consumers. Now Singaporeans are lucky. They have all traveled across the world. We have very varied tastes. They've tasted many different kind of cuisine. So there's always a need to find and create new options so that they can continue to experience this kind of taste that they try overseas. And where we think we could do is to really serve them, meet these needs. So we try to find a solution, to get the right insights, and then from there, develop the brands to target them. So for example, through our research, we recognize that there is a strong trend towards millennial looking for healthy option away from the traditional fare. So from there, we decided to launch sort of our vegetarian option to address their concern about sustainability and health. Then, of course, where our root is the quality Western cuisine, we find that a lot of them want to have quality Western cuisine, but it's not always accessible in terms of price. And also, honestly, if you get the right price, you don't usually get a right quality. So we are able to marry the two of them with what Collins can offer. So Collins was really the ideal option. So now let me go into the Collins story. As Natasha has sort of mentioned earlier, the story really began with Colin Ho. Can't really see him in the picture here. He really rented one store in our coffee shop in Geylang back in 2011. And this store was really sort of a driving factor into this coffee shop. There were always constantly long queue, and Colin was really passionate about his food. It was clocking 16 hours a day to just really meet the demand. So from there, we decided to collaborate together to scale up this Collins from one store operation to 15 stores, all within a 2-year time frame. But as we were doing that, the central focus is always on bringing honest to goodness quality meat to consumers at very accessible rates. Now, with this growth, we're then able to embark further and then scale up into restaurants. So we started our first restaurant in about 2015, and from there, today, we have 13 right now in Singapore. We have 4 overseas as well. Beyond this Collins brand that you know and Common Grill, there's also the El Fuego that we developed. And this was really what we saw in the market. There is the Malay Muslim community in particular were underserved, and we felt that a fine dining establishment that was halal would really address this gap that we see in the market. So of course, when we came into this market and we were growing, food delivery also started to appear in Singapore, and that was back around in 2015, 2016. We sort of really saw, when we saw it and we were expanding at the same time, we saw this is really an ideal opportunity to tap into this new audience of users, and it really worked. We started with just one platform at the beginning, just to get a hang and feel how this worked. And then from there, today we are in all the platform. Today, we've really, especially today, we find it very efficient for us to tap onto Grab's platform because it has a real good ecosystem of users. And we're not just tapping into users who are looking for food. Grab offers you a platform of users that are using other services provided by Grab as well. So how do we continue this story? We really take a two-pronged approach. And this is some of the learnings that we'd like to share with you. So it's really, first and foremost, having a consumer-first mindset and marrying that with an openness to new solutions. Now, back to this consumer-first approach, again, the fundamental is always about quality. No matter how you scale, how you grow, if you don't get this basic right, consumers will leave you. So we never lose sight of that. It's always our priority to always make sure that our food is always consistent in our quality. And then from there, we would like to find out, and this is where it helps that we're in the coffee shop business, we're always on the ground. We always know what consumers like to have. We can feel and see for ourselves with our eyes. And then we find what is underserved and try to meet this gap. So from there, we move to tech. And tech really, it's about helping us not just waiting for people to come to our food, but bring the food to the people. Now, delivery today is really important for any F&B business to thrive in this very highly competitive F&B industry. And especially with the pandemic, it's not just about thriving, it's about surviving. With all the lockdowns, whether it's circuit breaker, heightened alert, etc., you can't do without delivery. So it's really a necessity to participate in this. So from this delivery platform, we further sort of gain insights from consumers. And from there, we were able to understand them better and then expand ourselves in a more effective manner. And then from there, we continue again to expand. So it's a lot of positive feedback loop. We expand, we learn from our tech and our expansion, the delivery platform, how we grow, and then we expand further our physical presence again to reach out to more customers. And that's how we've grown very rapidly in the last 2 years. Of course, this approach is not just cast in stone. At the end of the day, it's always very important to be very open, flexible, always adapting and learning. I mean, along the way, you definitely will make mistakes, but always be quick to adjust and learn. And the Grab team has always been there to help when we have questions. At the same time, we always take small steps to test out our cuisine, different menus, and launch seasonal items, whether be dine-in on the delivery platform. So we do this in our coffee shop, which is really a low-cost place to start. Just like Rufina has mentioned earlier, the Cloud Kitchen. For us, we have our coffee shop stores to test out a lot of this concept. And then when we work, we scale up. So beyond the coffee shop store, the Cloud Kitchen, as mentioned, is one area as well. You can use it to expand and use the Grab Kitchen to reach and build your consumer base through the Grab ecosystem. So next is optimizing for success. Here, we just want to share with you what we learned. Some simple things. I mean, Rufina has shared a lot of insights and they're all very useful. And these are a lot of things that we learned from trial and error in the last 2 years. And so what I share may not be very new. It's just over and above what she has mentioned. First off, we always believe that when you are doing things online for delivery, it's very important to always rotate your menu. Keep it fresh. Do not have the same menu there 365 days a year. I mean, always be it every 2 weeks, every month, introduce something new and fresh, test it, research it, and see how consumers respond to it. Then a very simple thing that sometimes when you go to even the Grab platform or other food delivery platform that some merchants even ignore, it's as simple as just putting your food picture on your menu. This seems very simple, very logical to do, but quite common. You do find that missing. Now, at the end of the day, we're all competing for eyeball time of consumers. And when there are so many offerings, you really have to catch them very quickly. And nothing catch a consumer's attention like a picture. A picture really speaks 1,000 words. So put pictures there in all your food. Don't miss it out. That's really fundamental to making sure that you get consumers to look at you. But not just putting your pictures there, it's also really important to put descriptors, what you're offering. I mean, the picture says 1,000 words, but provide a bit more detail to what you're offering. And then so that there's also no dispute when they get the food. They're just not comparing the picture, okay, but they actually see the items that are offered very clearly. So last but definitely not least, we know that consumers are now online a lot now. So it is key to have that presence to reach them, which is what the speakers earlier have said. We do our due diligence, and we always engage consumers on the social media, email blasts. Constantly, we also tap on Grab banners and their marketing campaigns during key periods, especially when people are more in a celebratory mood and willing to spend. We've used them, they are effective, and I'll definitely encourage all of you to use them and talk to the Grab teams about them. So with that, I somewhat conclude my presentation, my short presentation today. I hope it's been helpful to you. And again, I thank the Grabbers for inviting us to this presentation. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those insights, Jonathan. You are totally right. Food speaks 1,000 more words. So I definitely get drawn in by pictures. And obviously for all of you participants today, we've come to the end of the first half of this event. We hope you've been having a good time so far. Now, as we let you take a quick breather before we get on to the following parts of a few more presentations, we'd like to invite you to take part in a quick poll on the event so far. So your thoughts on the event really, really matter a lot to us, and will help us to organize better content for you in the months to come. So please do take a minute or two to answer the questions, which should have already popped up on your screen, I believe. All right, so if you're done with the poll, feel free to share any questions that you might have. For our first few speakers using the Zoom Q&A function too, we'll take some time to address a few after this poll. Alrighty, okay. Now we hope that you're ready for some Q&A, everybody. We've compiled some of your questions for our first few speakers in the next few slides, and I have our speakers from the earlier segments here ready to answer your questions. I'd just also like to welcome Tracy, the director of GrabFood and GrabMart, here today to take any business-related queries from all of you. All right, let's get started with this Q&A, everyone. Just wait a little bit longer for the poll to close. All right, Q&A time. Tracy, Koo, you are on the spot today. As Singapore starts to lift pandemic measures, are we going to expect demand for food delivery to go down? What are your thoughts?
Hi, Tash, and thanks everyone for submitting your questions. So on this, during the dining restrictions, we've observed a number of increase in orders, but also many consumers trying GrabFood for the first time. And so post the restrictions, we think dining and deliveries will become complementary businesses for most F&B operators. Well, we think that consumers will continue to favor eating out for special occasions like birthdays, and for unique dining experiences, because you can never replace, sitting by the window and having a great view. We do think that consumers will continue to value the convenience of online food delivery.
100%. I definitely love a good delivery. Okay, how important are cloud kitchens right now? What's next for Grab Kitchen? Again, Tracy.
Okay, my turn again. All right, so we believe that cloud kitchens will continue to ride on the delivery boom in Singapore. In Grab itself, we have 2 Grab kitchens. One is in Hillview, which is currently operating at full capacity with over 20 brands. And we have a second one at Al Judid, which is operating close to full capacity. And at both kitchens, we observe very strong demand. Now, in this new volatile environment, cloud kitchens provide a very strong value proposition to merchants by providing them with a less risky option to expand their business with lower capex and overhead costs.
Great, thank you for answering that. All right, I think we've got Jen coming up next with a question. How do we view our customer feedback? Jen?
Hey, thank you so much for asking that question. I'll actually be sharing it later during my session later, but you can actually view your customer feedback either through the Grab Merchant portal or via the Insights tab, which is available in your Grab Merchant app. However, there are some restrictions that this only is limited to owner profiles, so you might not be able to view it if you only have got a manager or a cashier profile. But I'll share more during my session later.
Awesome. Very excited for your session later, Jen. Okay, next up, I think the question's for Jonathan. Tell us more about your business model for Collins. How does it stand out from competitors? Jonathan.
Hi, yes, sorry. Okay, I was just typing the response. I wasn't sure. Okay, I can't really sort of make comparisons, wouldn't be fair. Ashton's not here. But I have to say that they are doing a great job. It's a very well respected brand, well loved too. I can only comment on what we do. For us at Collins, again, it's all about serving high quality, good food at very accessible prices to consumers, and also making the dining environment and atmosphere very accessible. So you can have very high quality food, dry aged beef, where you might normally have to pay $150 to $200 in the Mortons of Chicago kind of steakhouse, but you pay less than half of that in our restaurant, and you don't have to dress up very stiff, you know, to dine at those kind of places, and you know, to observe how you eat and how you chew, just really in a very relaxed environment, comfortable, enjoy yourself, and yeah, we just bring in high quality, good meat. Another example is we serve king salmon, which is not your common Norwegian farm salmon. King salmon is actually a rare breed. It's only found in New Zealand. They are almost like the Wagyu of salmon. So that's what we try to do. We bring in high quality meat, serve it at really great prices that consumers can enjoy across Singapore. Yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And thank you everybody for sharing your questions as well for all our panelists today. And I hope that everybody taken that opportunity to have a breather as well. So we hope that you're ready for the second half of today's event. And you'd want to stay on for this, because first up, we're kicking off with the 5-Star Merchant Awards. That's right. We are going to kick that off right now. Earlier this year, we launched the Grab Food 5-Star Merchant Program, an initiative designed to give back to top performing merchant partners who hold themselves to the highest possible standards, rated based on prep time, cancellation rate, consumer ratings, online visibility, and order volume. Our best performing merchants every month are awarded with the benefits that you see on the screen right now. So, by way of thanking our top merchant partners who have performed well consistently over the initial 4 months of the program launch from April till July, we would like to award them with Grab Right vouchers to share with their teams as a form of encouragement and acknowledgement. So well done there. Each of the winners will win $100 worth of Right vouchers each, while the top performer category winner will win a grand prize of $200 worth of Right vouchers. Okay, so without further ado, here are the winners. Okay, first up, congratulations to Gigi at North Point City and Fitri Creations Bakery at Sembawang on scoring the highest in terms of percentage of online hours. This percentage of online hours refers to the merchant partners visibility rate on the app. The percentage of online hours out of their own stipulated operating hours. So thank you so much for that, and congratulations to you both. Super, super cool. Can we get like a virtual clap for everybody? Well done. Okay. Ooh, we've moved on already. Next up, I'd like to congratulate Starbucks at Kiat Hong CC, as well as Shake Shack, one of my favorites, all-time favorites, at Neil Road. You've come in with the highest number of orders from April till July since the 5-Star program began. So keep those sales coming in. Well done there. Next up, we have Yocha Tampines and Yokidon in Woodlands. You're up next with Stella Service Quality. Thank you for outserving our customers, our consumers, and congratulations on achieving a 0% cancellation rate. Very, very cool. Now we have our quickest merchants. Yes, with the fastest average prep time of just 8 minutes. That's really impressive. Hong Kong Sheng Ki Pao at Sun Plaza and Laopan at Yishun have won the quickest prep time award. I can see those hands moving there. Congrats, well done. And now for outlets with the highest ratings, you guys sure are popular among consumers. Congratulations to Jinji Rogamo at the PCA building and Tiger Sugar at North Point City. And that's it so far for the top scorers for each of the metrics that the GrabFood 5-star merchant program pays attention to. All winners announced so far have won $100 worth of Grab Ride vouchers each. Now for the top performer award, drum roll please. Our all-around top performer is Oh Chang Ki at Woodlands Avenue 9. Congratulations on scoring so well. This particular merchant partner has had the highest percentage of orders under 15 minutes out of all 4 times qualifiers of the GrabFood 5-star merchant program from April to July this year, coming in at, get this, 4.95 rating on average and 0% cancellation rate. Amazing, amazing work for all of you, and congratulations. You and your team absolutely deserve and have won yourself $200 worth of Grab Ride vouchers. All righty. And once again, congratulations to all of our winners, and thank you so much for outserving our consumers. We will be reaching out to all our winners via email within the next week on the voucher details. So if you've won, do check your emails and junk mail too, because it can get stuck in there. For our next segment, we will have Sherry from our platform and safety team introducing you to the brand new feature and some additional tips that will help you to improve your quality and also ratings and your chances on qualifying for the monthly perks as part of the GrabFood 5-star merchant program. Okay, take it away, Sherry.
Thank you, Tash. Congratulations again to all winners of achieving such high quality in your business operations and also for consumers. But now, for all of you, we have more good news to share. A new feature that will help you to keep track of your performance metrics and make the necessary tweaks in order to achieve high customer satisfaction. Previously, you had limited insight into quality-related metrics and tips that could help you to improve your business. After the implementation of GrabFood 5-star program, we began sending you metrics via email. Well, soon enough, it's going to be even more accessible to all of you. We all want to build a base of happy and loyal customers who will keep coming back for more. But with so much that's happening in a store at any one time, sometimes it's hard to understand your customer's experience. That is why we are so excited to welcome the Merchant Quality Score feature by end of the year, and outlet level scores that will help you to understand where your store stands. You will be able to access the Merchant Quality Score via the feedback tile, along with incident details, ratings, and reviews. The Merchant Quality Score empowers you to be aware of your operations and service blind spots, and help you to take action as well. Don't worry, the score is not meant to penalize merchant in any way, and the score is private to you. From the quality score page, you will be able to view safety and quality incidents, order cancellations, and also customer rating. This is all. There will be also guided tips to improve your scores, such as ways to fix cancellations and to avoid incidents. By focusing your attention on improving the relevant metrics, you can directly improve your customer satisfaction, which will lead to an increased revenue eventually. I'm sure now you are keen to understand how to improve your quality score. Well, first thing first, it's important that we ensure the highest food safety standard at all times. Here are 6 tips relevant to the most common food safety issues, such as food contaminations, under or undercooked food, spoiled food, and food allergies. The first tip here is to maintain personal hygiene for all involved in food preparation. This is even more important in current COVID situation. How we store the food is also crucial to stop food contamination. The second tip here is to ensure that you use tight lid to prevent foreign objects from entering the food and ingredients. Appropriate cooking time is also essential to killing bacteria, fungi, and viruses. We are also suggest you to list out your ingredient so that customers can identify certain allergens. Check your ingredient expiring date and also wash the cooking equipment thoroughly before and after use. These are all keys to maintain top food safety standard for your store. Auto fulfillment and service quality, such as delivering accurate order and ensuring good packaging, are also included in quality score. But how to improve them? Here are 6 ways. First, we encourage you to update your menu item for those running out of stock. Second, accept only what you can handle and use the 10 post mode if you are overwhelmed by orders. Third, pack diligently to lower the chances of spillage or damage. On top of that, you can also use a sign-up sheet to ensure a smooth handing over to our delivery partners, and do manual stock check on a daily basis to prevent ingredient running out of stock. And lastly, notify our consumers immediately if the issue cannot be solved on your site. Hopefully you find all these tips are useful for you. That's all from me, Tash.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sherry. Thanks for that. I've learned a thing or two myself. I hope everybody else out there has learned some things too. For this upcoming segment, I'm pleased to welcome Michelle back to the virtual stage as she takes all of you through a very, very exciting new program that's coming soon to our new One North HQ. It's called the Grab Merchant Center. While the actual center will only be available when our new HQ is ready, we've actually already started running business reviews for some merchant partners as part of the center experience. So today we have Joey from Siam Kitchen here too to share their experiences with us. Michelle, Joey, please.
Thank you, Tash. Hello, everyone. It's Michelle here again. So I know many of you here are asking how you can get a dedicated account manager to get specific advice and support. And I think you'll be very happy to hear what I have to share. So during her keynote just now, Sinwei had touched on the launch of the Grab Merchant Center, or the GMC. Some of you might have heard of it or have even already spoken to our amazing account managers. But before we go into this further, let me set the scene. So the GMC is going to be an actual physical venue at our new One North headquarters, slated to open end of this year. Here, you can drop by for live one-on-one business reviews with our leading growth experts. So what is the business review? Many of you have voiced out challenges seeking contact with Grab, and even want to work with us more closely to find ways to achieve growth. You said that one-on-one FaceTime with us would be ideal, and we heard you. So we are delighted to share with you the GMC business reviews. At a GMC business review, you'll get an hour with an experienced account manager who's seen and analyzed hundreds of businesses at Grab. In this session, your business will receive a detailed health check and a tailored growth plan. You'll get to talk to someone who truly understands your business and can point out points for improvements, as well as recommend the best path forward for you. We'll cover topics of your choice, including improving financial performance, leveraging marketing tools, and exploring expansion opportunities. Additionally, fun fact, did you know that 4 in 5 people in Singapore use Grab for various essential everyday services? As a GMC priority merchant, you'll get to leverage data and insights from one of the country's largest consumer bases. Using this data, you and your team can learn how to differentiate your business through competitive analysis and glean deeper consumer insights, as well as tap into new opportunities. So the benefits extend past the business consultations. We'll work with you to ensure you have everything you need to kickstart and sustain your growth. So GMC priority merchants will get 90-day access to special discounts and support. This includes a priority hotline and exclusive discounts on marketing programs like island-wide delivery and smart vouchers. So today we also have one of our very first GMC merchant partners, Joey from Siam Kitchen. They've had one session with us so far and have really appreciated the comprehensive reviews, which is why they were happy to come join us today. So a virtual round of applause for Joey, who's here to share more about their experience. So first of all, Joey, would you be able to share more about what happened at your GMC session? Why did you decide to participate, and what was the process like from sign up to the session?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Joey and I'm here as a marketing representative of Siam Kitchen. So giving you a little bit more background about Siam Kitchen, we are actually an authentic halal Thai food restaurants with 3 outlets at the moment. So all our 3 outlets, we are on board GrabFood with Safra Toa Payoh offering island-wide delivery. So we decided to join the program because of the perks that was given to us. So there was actually an island-wide delivery discount back then. And so we were thinking, why not just try it? And it turned out to be useful for us. The process of booking was also quite fast-free with a link to book your slots on the calendar.
That's good to hear. So Joey, how was the review itself?
So on the day itself, because of the pandemic concerns, we did it online. But nonetheless, our AM was actually very engaging and helpful. He provided us with an insightful and thorough walkthrough of the various topics, providing us with a good overview about our delivery business with GrabFood. It actually really helped us to come up with different strategies to better target our customers and promotions to upsell our items. So they also gave us tips such as adding higher margin items like drinks for us to customize to add into a bundle set for us. So yeah, we have already started working on some of the delivery placements of the bundle sets and items that we are looking to push for promotion. So all in all, I would say the experience on Grab Merchant Center was really helpful.
We're glad that it was helpful, and thanks so much for supporting our pilot program. So could you also share with our audience here today, what was the topic that you found most useful?
So for Siam Kitchen, since we are in a growing stage, the marketing portion was exceptionally helpful. Hui Yan actually introduced to us the different types of marketing tools that we can leverage on to help us expand and boost our sales. So for example, we delve into how the power banners and search ads work on the Grab app, the cost per click analysis for the ads, as well as the best practices to make the ads more effective. So also adding on the customer analysis portion, we also get to have a better idea of how our clientele behaves when they order their delivery and how we can action on these insights.
Thanks for that. So really the marketing and the customer analysis portions were helpful. So for the rest of us on this call today, you're in luck because we have Meru, head of Grab Ads, who will also be elaborating more on our different Grab Ad products. So now, Joey, just curious, having gone through these discussions, what's next for Siam Kitchen?
We are looking forward to implement the marketing tools as mentioned previously, and then also to implement on curating the bundle sets to target the customers group that was analyzed to us. So we hope that this will help us to boost our delivery sales by 20 to 30%.
Great. And lastly, any words of advice to impart to those here today thinking of trying out the service?
If you want to try, or maybe it would be good to inform what are the areas that you wish to focus on for them to pull more data and go into a deeper analysis. However, for our case, because it's our first time doing it, so we did it more of a brief overview of the different areas to cover. Yeah,
I agree with that. Feel free to let us know if there's a specific area that you want to focus on, or if it's more of a general overview that you want. So thanks so much for sharing, Joey. We wish Siam Kitchen all the best and can't wait to have you back at the GMC. So if you're looking to reap the benefits of the GMC business reviews too, here's your chance to sign up. Signing up is very easy. You can book an appointment online and select your preferred time. You can scan this QR code to access the link or also look out for it in the Zoom chat. So if I were you, I would act quickly because we do have a 50% off early bird discount promo from now until 25th of September. This also comes with credits for island-wide and smart vouchers worth up to $350. So thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you soon at the GMC. If you have any questions, just ping in the chat or in the email. So back to you, Cash.
Thank you. Very cool. Thank you for that, Michelle and Joey. Sounds like a really beneficial program, and I can't wait to see how it scales. Very, very cool. Just a reminder here too, as always, please share your questions for our speakers using the Q&A function, and we'll address them at the end of today's session. You want to stay for this, okay? So for our next segment, we have Jen, who will be taking us through some product updates, the latest in tech that we have been working on just for you. Besides the merchant quality score feature that Sherry gave us a preview of just now, we have a whole suite of other new ones to share, and Jen is all ready to explain them to you. Right, Jen?
All ready to go.
Go for it.
All right, 1 second. Okay, hey, hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. And thanks, Natasha, for the introduction. And hello to my fellow listeners and merchants. My name is Jen, and I'm the head of account management for Grab Food. And for my segment today, I'll be sharing some new features that we've developed that will allow you to measure your customer feedback, monitor performance, and grow more with Grab. I've got quite a bit to share, so let's not wait any further and let's get into it. So when we try to prioritize what type of products to develop for our merchants, I think some of the key things that we kind of did was to kind of ask you guys, what type of things do you want to know from your users, and what would you like us to develop? So what we did is we broke it down into these 3 steps, and we kind of summarized in these 3 questions. I think the first thing you guys want to know is, what are our customers saying? How can I improve performance? And what are some new opportunities I can do more to grow more with Grab? So from these 3 key questions, we created these 6 new features, such as customer reviews and ratings, the Insight tab, the Grab Merchant Portal, the Grab Online Shop, Scan or Order, the Grab Merchant Academy, all of which will help you solve some of these key business problems that you guys are facing. So in my next few slides, it's going to be a very lengthy one. I'll be sharing some details as to how these new features can be of very good use to you. So starting with the most important, what are my customers saying of my brand and how are they rating my store? We all know in Grab and the F&B sector that speaking directly to your customers and getting their feedback is very important and critical to ongoing success. And we also know that this is a feature that has been requested from our merchants for a very, very long time. And well, that day has finally come. I'm so glad it's here because we have got this thing called feedback, which you can find in the homepage of your Grab Merchant app, just right there. So in this feature, you will get an insight as to what your customers are saying about your brand through how they rate, as well as what kind of reviews they're giving your store. And we hope with this feature, you will get access to what they're saying about you, what they're rating about you, which will then give you the confidence to make the changes you need to make to your business, as well as build stronger relationships with your customers. And do merchants like it? Well, I think they love it. And here's a testimonial from Paul from King Inky Seafood, telling us how he's currently using the feedback feature in order to get more information as to what his customers are saying, so that he has the confidence as well as the business knowledge to make decisions on what kind of items to stock up more on, as these are kind of the items that his customers are asking more of. So a quick shout out to Paul from King Inky if you're online today. Thank you for your vote of support, and thank you always for supporting Grab. Now, moving on to our next merchant feature, which is this very important question that most of you guys like to ask. How can I monitor my performance? So I think once you see what your customers are saying and you make some changes to the feedback that been given to you, I think the question is, how can you see if the changes you've made is making the right impact, and how can you monitor it? Well, I'm very glad that you asked, because in our next feature, we've got two things to introduce to you. One is the Insights tab, and the other is the Grab Merchant Portal, which will allow you to monitor how your business is performing, how it's progressing, and how you can measure whether the changes you've made is actually making an impact to your business. So let's start with the Insights tab. So the Insights tab is actually discoverable in the homepage of your Grab Merchant app. And what it's intended to do and designed for is to help you keep track of your sales performance, check if your customer base is growing, and identify which menu items are performing or, well, not performing. So let's just recap as to what it kind of looked like for you as a user or as a merchant user. So if you look in the home page, you can find it amongst orders, menu, marketing, and so on. You'll find a tab over there called Insights. When you click into it, the first thing you see is some sales and order trends. Naturally, as a business owner, you always want to see your sales and order trends going higher. But I think what's more important is, like, when you make a change, what you should do is to observe if that trend is going upward. And this will give you an idea if some of the strategies, ideas, or business decisions that you're making is in the right track, or, well, hopefully not in the wrong track. But at least you know if it's working or not. Also, more things that you can find in the Insights tab are also top selling items, as well as your average order value. And I think one other key thing that's also very useful, and we also provide it to merchants, is that we provide recommendations as to how you can address some of these key business metrics. So for example, order value, average order value is something that we always want to increase. And one way we help you do that is that we give you recommendations to increase your basket values, such as suggesting items that you can potentially bundle together to then create a combo meal. And how we know about that is because we have an idea as to what users are picking in your store when they check out. Not only that, the Insights feature also provides you a detailed explanation as to what type of customers are coming to your store. And we segregate it into 3 key life cycles. One is new customers, existing customers, or customers that have churned, or what that means is customers that come to your store before, but has not come back again. And with this information that we provide to you, it will give you the confidence as well as allow you the data to then plan and make marketing strategies such as targeted promotions, as well as targeted ads that will then allow you to either grow your customer base or try ways you can retain your existing customers. And here's a pro tip. It's maybe not something everyone knows, but what you can actually do to maximize your A&P or your advertising and promotional budgets is you can create different types of promotions or visibility ads for new or existing customers. And that way you can actually maximize your A&P. So for example, new customers always need something enticing. You can give them a bit of a deeper discount. And for existing customers, well, you can try something a little bit less because you know that these customers are liking your brand and maybe they just need a little extra to come back to your store again. So that's a pro tip for you to sort of take back home. And does this feature work very well for our merchants? Well, we like to think so. Take a look at Mohammed, who shared that the Insights feature provides them the ability to monitor KPIs as well as enable the employees to view their progress and aim higher. And I like this quote that Mohammed shared with us, because only when it gets measured, it gets done. And I think that's very, very important because only when you know what numbers are going through your business and you set certain goals as to whether you're achieving them, can you then monitor if you're working closer to your goal as well as what kind of progress you're at in achieving those goals. So thank you so much, Mohammed, and thanks for the good word for the feature. So I spoke about Insights tab, which is something that you would access in your Grab Merchant app, which is via your phone. Now I want to talk about the Grab Merchant portal, which is for those who like operating on a desktop. Well, one thing for sure, I like operating from a desktop. Nothing beats having a nice big monitor to tell you what's going on. And for those such users, such as me, I'd like to introduce you to the Grab Merchant portal. This is very, very applicable for some of our merchants, such as business owners or marketing executives, who's always been asking us for a portal so that they're able to manage the business centrally, and in that way also allow them to a top-down view of what's happening on the ground. And this is very important for merchants who are managing multiple stores and outlets, because you need it all centralized in one portal or one location, and it's what the Grab Merchant Portal is for. So what do we have in the Grab Merchant Portal? In my next few slides, I'll be sharing it with you, starting with the most important one, which is the menu edit function. Now, I know you guys have been asking for this for a very, very long time, and here it is. We all know keeping your menu looking fresh, new, and interesting is very key to staying relevant to your customers. And with this new feature, you will now be able to make the edits to your menus across all your stores in real time via the portal. So this is very great for those who want central control as to how their menu looks like online, and it gives them the flexibility to make that change very, very quickly. But we realize that it's a work in progress. There are some things that you guys want, such as the ability to clone one menu across multiple stores. So one thing I'll say is that you can change your menu for one store, but you can't change it for multiple in just a flick of a switch. Our products are a constant work in progress, and I'm quite happy to say that it's something that we're looking to develop over time. So stay tuned, stay connected, and eventually we will be able to provide that function to you. And it's something we're working very, very hard to be able to launch in the near future, but keep a close eye on this one. So we spoke about menu edits, which we all know is very important to keeping your store fresh. But I think more important than not is the finance function, which is very, very critical because you need to know how much money is going into your bank account. So what we've done in the finance tab of the Grab Merchant Portal is we allow you the access to keep an eye on your finances, to monitor your transaction history, some of the reports as to how much is gone into your bank account, and more importantly, you'll be able to download them anytime. And this is very important, especially at month-end reconciliation, when you want to know how much is in the bank and you need to close off your accounts for the month. And what's also very good about this feature is that we actually allow you access to your finances across multiple Grab verticals such as food, mart, and pay. So that would kind of solve trying to reconcile everything, especially when you have such a deep relationship with Grab. I think this one is something that everyone's been asking for a very, very long time, and here it is. Just like what we have in the app, our portal also gives you the insights in more deeper detail as to what you need to know about your business. So for example, we mentioned customer feedback, we mentioned your average order values and your sales trend, as well as how your ads and promos are performing. So all of that feature and information is available in your Grab Merchant app. And what this is intended to do is to provide you that central view of how all stores are doing in one location. And last but not least is the employee tab, which is what you need to do in order to grant different level of access as well as multiple accounts for your staff. So we all know that as you get bigger, your organization becomes more complicated. So what we've done in this feature is to provide you the ability to manage employees and control what kind of access rights that they have. So for example, for the person managing order, maybe you want to give him a cashier profile because you don't want him to make changes to the menu, or you might not need him to access certain information with regards to the company. Then as you move up to different seniorities, perhaps you want to give a store manager certain access rights, such as the right to be able to make menu edits, as well as set up promotions. Then from an owner perspective, you might want a bigger, or at least a more comprehensive view as to how the business is performing. So then we allow you certain accesses such as feedback, as well as store performance, as well as a complete view of how all stores are performing. And that's the kind of the right that you grant to an owner profile. So just to recap, I think I spoke a lot about things, but just to recap what we have in the merchant portal, you'll be able to make menu edits, you'll be able to view business insights, you'll be able to view your finances across multiple Grab verticals, you'll be able to set employee roles and rights and access and choose what kind of access they'll get. And just one thing to note is that the access portal might not be available to all, but as we are rolling this out in phases, but if you're already having a manager profile, you should already have access to the profile or to the portal. So do log in and give it a try and see if it works for you. Now, going back to this, last part of what I want to cover today is what are some of the new opportunities that you can use to grow with Grab. So we all know that the business environment is changing very rapidly. Our merchants also need to change rapidly and adapt in order to survive. And this also applies to us, as our products also need to then change and adapt and also provide new offerings so that we can stay relevant to you guys. So with that, I bring to you 3 new digital opportunities you can then explore with us, of which I'll take you through in the next few slides, starting with the Grab Online Shop. So the question is, what is the Grab Online Shop? Well, just to share with you, the Grab Online Shop is a web-based product that will give you access to everything you need in order to build your own customizable online ordering website and can serve as an additional channel for you to grow your online presence. And with more presence and more channels, you will hopefully be able to generate more sales. And I think the question comes is like, why did we come up with the Grab Online Shop? Well, I'm glad you asked. And one thing we sort of observe in the market is that we have quite a number of merchants who do not have an active online presence or a website that they could call their own due to reasons such as cost or complexity to setting up a website. So when we designed this product, what we wanted to do was to create a one-stop solution to remove the complexity of website creation. We wanted to help lower the cost of setting up a website, but we also wanted to give you the customization that will allow you to have your own website that has got your own brand look and feel, and more importantly, be able to leverage on the powerful support of Grab's technology, as well as access to our driver's fleet, so that you can continue to focus on growing your business as well as your online presence. So how do you get access to this? Well, it's actually quite simple. All you just need to do is sign up as a Grab merchant, and you'll be able to then set up your website and then promote it to your customers. And the best part is, when you sign up on the web, the Grab merchant, the Grab web store, when orders come in from customers from the web store, you'll actually be able to manage your menu as well as orders from the very same Grab merchant app that your outlet managers are currently using to manage orders. And when it comes to things such as payments, customer support, delivery, website hosting, maintenance, all that complicated backend stuff, the best part is you can leave it to Grab to actually manage it just like how we're currently managing your Grab store. Now, we spoke about customization, which we find to be very important because ultimately you don't want to be known as the Grab store. You want to be able to brand it as your brand. You want the website to have the same, your brand's look and feel. Well, we've done that in this way by allowing up to 8 configurations so that your website can have your brand's look and feel, while also being able to adapt to our backend. So if you're interested to learn more about the Grab Online Shop, we're listing out a QR code over here, and as well as a link below. And just a note and reminder that the Grab Merchant online store is still at its early pilot stages, but as it becomes more and more available and the product progresses from beta to market ready, we'll be more than happy to make this more available to the merchants out there. Okay, moving on, we spoke a lot about online presence. What about offline? So for my next product feature, which is scan to order, is basically a function where users can go to your store, scan a QR code, and then make orders from there. So I think the question is like, why did we come up with this and how does this help you? So we all know that COVID has fundamentally changed customer expectations. In fact, in a market survey that we ran, it was found that hygiene was one of the top considerations when choosing where to dine in. And of course, from speaking to all of you merchants, we also understand that besides food delivery, you are all looking forward to dining in easing more and more. So in designing Scan to Order, it is our way, as well as our initiative, to support you in evolving the way you operate to meet your customer needs through digitizing order taking, payment, and subsuming it within the Grab ecosystem. And that way, you can minimize contact for everyone's safety, as well as improve operational efficiency by freeing up your task time to focus on more important things, such as getting their feedback or maybe safe distance management. Your customers will then also not need to wait for waitering, so then they can use the menu and make orders via mobile phones, and it will then go straight to the kitchen, and therefore minimizing the amount of time wasted, going back and forth between the kitchen as well as to the customer's table. In fact, one other thing where it can come in very handy is that with a digital menu, you can actually make quite instantaneous changes to your menus and save on things such as printing fees or menu generation, and ultimately reduce the amount of stuff you need in order to run around the restaurant for waitering. And in the long run, we expect this will eventually translate to some cost savings and benefits. I think one more thing I wanted to highlight or point out to you is that the manpower shortage. I think everyone knows that in F&B, it's a very labor-intense industry. And this is the thing that we found among merchants, that labor shortage is actually the biggest obstacle for expansion. In fact, we were speaking to the merchant, they were actually quite interested to open up in Grab Kitchen, but they could not because they didn't have enough manpower. And did you know that according to the Restaurant Association of Singapore, many F&B outlets are actually understaffed by up to 20 to 30%. And this is even after increasing salaries by about 25 to 30%. So how can Scan to Order help you? As I mentioned earlier, it can reduce the number of wait staff required to serve customers, as they can now scan the QR code and send the order straight to kitchen. It can also help you enhance your operational efficiency, as we provide cashless payment options, and also helps you reduce cash handling. And more importantly, can also help you update your digital menu very quickly via the Grab Merchant app. And very importantly, it also creates a very seamless checkout experience for your users as well as your cashiers, because now sending bills will just be as easy as using the Grab app to then mark in an order and then make payments from there. So in my next slide, I'm just going to show you 6 very simple steps as to how Scan to Order, or STO for short, works. It's actually very, very simple, and we break it down in 6 steps, and this is how it'll look like. You put a QR code on your table. Customers will then scan the QR code. They can choose whether to settle via cash or via GrabPay or credit card, and then they make an order. And then they just sit back and wait for the food to arrive. And then how would it look like from a merchant point of view? Well, when customers do that, the orders from dine-in will actually appear in the Grab Merchant app, and you can identify it by the table number. You also see there's a D at the order management tool that we have. And best part is, if customers decide that they want to add multiple orders, they can actually just use their Grab app and add multiple orders, and it would actually add up in what you see in step 2 over here. And you as a merchant, you get the order, you cook the order, you serve the order, and when that's done, you can hit the complete button in the app. And that whole process is done via the Grab app. So there isn't a need to get a new software, a new system, as well as re-engineering, what you have currently going on in your restaurant outlets. And for a very, very limited time only, we'll be waiving activation fees for all attendees today, and commissions for this feature starts at only 1.8% in commissions. And the best part is, things such as like QR code printing will be handled via Grab. So what are you waiting for? Scan the QR code on the right and take note of what the link URL is. Okay, I think most of you have taken a picture of the QR code as well as taken down the link. I think just to cap it off, I've spoken for a very, very long time, but just one more feature, which I think I saved this the best for the last, and this is also very important because we all know that the learning and development is very critical to continue growing and upskilling. And that's why we want to introduce to you the Grab Merchant Academy. What it is? Well, it's a free learning platform for merchants to continuously learn how to get the most out of the Grab Merchant tools that we have available, as well as to continue improving from the tips and best practices that we have been exposed to dealing from so many merchants. And this would then allow you to learn how to run your business better. Such examples of modules we have coming up would be things such as like basic financial literacy topics, such as understanding financial statements, as well as analysis for profitability, as well as real life case studies and stories from your fellow merchants on how they utilize the Grab Merchant suite of products to their advantage, just like how Jonathan from SF has shared his secret sauce to growing SF Group to the state of where it is today. So we'll be releasing this content over time. So stay tuned, stay connected, and stay updated for our new releases. Okay, this for Grab Academy, well, you can find it actually in your homepage of your Grab Merchant app. If you just look at your Grab Merchant app, you will find something called Grab Academy. And if you just click on it, you will then get access to a number of tools which will then help you for your growth. We've got videos, we've got infographics, we've got fun quizzes, we've got things to test your knowledge, and as well as like ways to sort of track whether you're progressing in the right direction. So don't wait any further, check out the Grab Academy and stand to learn what we can offer. And that's about it. Just to summarize and recap, I spoke about quite a number of things, but let's just recap what we've discussed today. We all know merchants face quite a number of unique challenges, and as we all know, change is constant, and we're also doing our best to continue to come out with new features and products and services to support you in your growth. So let's just come back to this and just recap what we discussed today. So we talked about the 3 questions you guys have been asking us. What are my customers saying? How do I monitor performance? What are new opportunities to grow with Grab? And in response, we came up with these 6 product features, such as customer reviews and ratings, insights, Grab Merchant Portal, the Grab Online Store, Scan to Order, and Grab Academy, and all of which should be able to lead you to greater heights as well as the right track to then grow your business further. So please stay tuned, continuously stay updated, and always know that we value your questions, ideas, feedback, and we thank you for your patience as we continually bring new products and services and solutions. Okay, time for some fun. It's been some time since we ran a quiz, so let me just do a recap and a little bit of a reminder as to how you can participate to win. I will be flashing a question on the screen in the next slide, and you see 4 answer options. I'm going to give you exactly 30 seconds to respond. What you need to do is type out your brand name and outlet and put in the correct answer in the Zoom chat, and make sure you send it to everyone, not just panelists, but everyone. The quickest 2 correct answers that have fulfilled all the requirements I've stated will qualify for the prize, which is an Instagram post feature from our very popular local food review platform called Eatbook. So just to recap, all right? 30 seconds, your brand and outlet name, and the correct answer in the Zoom chat to everyone. Okay? Are you ready? I'm just going to give you 5 seconds to get ready before I flash it to the next slide, which is, what is the commission percentage for the Scan to Order feature? Is it A, 1.8%, B, 1.9, C, 1.7, or D, 2.0? Keep those answers coming. Keep those answers coming. We've got 30 seconds, and I think we'll close it off in another 10 seconds. Okay, I think the 30 seconds are up. So what is the correct answer? It's actually 1.8%. So for all of you who answered A as your option, you are absolutely right. Thank you so much for paying attention. And the commissions on our scan to order service currently stand at 1.8%, which as far as we know is the lowest around. So please take advantage of this, and also know that activation fees are also waived for all attendees who attended today. So with that, I end my session, and Natasha, I'll hand it over back to you.
Unmute. Hi, Jen. Gosh, you've been talking for a really long time, but so insightful. So thank you so much for that. Again, to everybody, loving everyone's enthusiasm. Thanks for participating in the second quiz. One more to go, so please keep paying attention. Do also to stay tuned, because we'll be sharing a full list of links shared today, as well as how to download the Food Trends Report. Of course, prizes and promo codes to come as well. So stay on. Now, for this final sharing segment, we have Meru from Grab Ads, who will be talking about the latest products that we have for you to give your business that boost in terms of visibility. Convenient, strategic, and completely customizable, our Grab Ads products are designed for ease of use as well as results. Meru, over to you.
Thanks so much, Natasha. Good evening, everyone. This is Meru here, and I head the Grab Ads business in Singapore. I'm sure this has been an exciting and information session for all of you. As we are coming to the end, I'll do my best to keep it short and sweet. So throughout this session, I would definitely want to share a way to capture attention and stand out from the crowd on the Grab app, and how can you then obtain visibility and see returns with some few simple steps. So at a very top level, I'm going to cover three broad topics on why, what, and how. So why answers the question in terms of why is it important to be visible on the Grab ecosystem? What covers the ways in which all of you could participate or partner with us? And lastly, how will define the product and processes that's going to help achieve your business objectives as well. So now let's begin with why. I think it's really important for us to understand the consumer journey and the uniqueness of it. Again, sharing at a very macro level, entire consumer journey happens on our platform, right from a consumer getting into the Grab food section with an intent to order or discover options, and finally checking out with ordering a meal. This holistic consumer journey, coupled with strong advertising solutions that we have, makes us pretty unique in the industry. And it becomes super important to ensure we drive awareness and consideration at the right time and right place, which I'm going to cover in the upcoming slides as well. Next up is what. So wherein we're going to discuss in terms of what are the ways in which you all can participate or partner with us. We have some details on the ads manager here, but I would like to probably classify two different ways in which you can work with us. First is the managed media team, wherein there's a sales and account management and operations team, which is actually dedicated under ads as a business unit, which works very closely with the food team as well, wherein we are going to help you in terms of crafting out media proposals and then setting up campaigns for you, and even driving post-campaign reports and analysis. So based on what the objective is, we'll be helping you out with different strategies. And when it comes to self-serve or ads manager, first I would like to kind of define what's an ad manager. It's a self-serve feature for SMBs like you who would want to customize quick and effective ads. It's actually a tool that enables you to drive awareness and stand out from the competition and drive more results for your stores as well. And as I said earlier, it's pretty simple and easy. And then there are options wherein you can build and launch ads in a very quick time. And finally, the tool also allows you to pick up the budget that you're comfortable with and also track and review the success of your ads campaign. Basically, you're going to be the full owner of that. So before I move on to the how, I would kind of like to highlight and share a couple of insights or fun insights, which has already been discussed multiple times in the previous sessions as well. So first is like, in Singapore, like more than 50% of the users actually search and get their food order. So this means to show that like a majority of the people know what they want based on cuisine types or any specific keywords like burger, pizza, or fried chicken. That's number one. And the second data point is, next slide, please. So as we all know that like food delivery happens throughout the day. So this will again enable every one of us to ensure that like if we are promoting dinner, breakfast, or lunch meal, we can also look at time targeting all the consumers, which benefits greatly as well. Finally, we get to the how. So we have two powerful products known as Power Banner and Search Ads, kind of serving different objectives, which I'll cover in the upcoming slides as well. So the Power Banners actually gives prime visibility because this is the major banner which is seen when people actually open the Grab food on top of all the booking options people would have. As mentioned on the slide, some of the highlights of this ad formats are, one is like Power Banners are generally very visually appealing, which will drive awareness and consideration for a consumer to know more about the meal. Second is banners can be set up to run only when the store is in operation. Third is like, again, like targeting audience was kind of discussed earlier. You will also get a flexibility to target specific audience segments that could potentially have higher inclination to interact with a specific ad unit. Like if it's a Japanese cuisine, for example, like we can try and target very specific users like who've in fact chosen to order Japanese meal in the last 30 to 60 days or even 90 days. And lastly, we'll also be able to share some post-campaign analysis and reports on how the ad campaign is performed. Moving on to next one, which is search. In fact, like as I just shared the insight in terms of search being like one of the most preferred ways to look for meals in Singapore, search ads actually plays an important role when consumers already have an idea on what they want to order and search for that through very specific keywords. So as I said, like the keywords can range from fried chicken to burger to pizza, or it could be cuisine based as well, such as Japanese cuisine, Chinese cuisine, or even Indian cuisine. And the beauty of this specific ad unit is like, the buy type is based on cost per click. So you would only pay when the consumers click on a specific ad, which is called a sponsored ad. And just to reveal a quick process flow, like if I'm a consumer looking for pizza, and then like I go to GrabFood and then like click on pizza type in pizza as a keyword, any merchant like who would have bought pizza as a keyword will be shown in the first tile, and then like it would be called as sponsored. So that's where like there'll be a lot of likelihood of consumers clicking on the first result page. And here's a quick case study from one of our merchants, like what great success using Ad Manager. Co-founders Aaron and Nathaniel were seeking out new customers for the stores and decided to give Search Ads a try. They found it pretty effective and affordable compared to other platforms that they've tried. With Search Ads, their orders in fact shot up from 7 per day to 53 per day, which is a big win. Not only this, like we've also been able to drive a lot of value to other merchants on both Power Banners and Search Ads as well. And would love to share or showcase our work offline as well by breaking into smaller sessions. So finally, before we get on to the quiz, I would like to quickly share some best practices, which again, like we've kind of covered it in different slides as well. Next slide, please. Yeah, so when we in fact like want to ensure that like, we maximize the investment that's been made, some of the important things to consider are like we'll have to have a very clear call to action in terms of no more click here that will enable users to click on the ad unit. Second is it'll always be great to showcase some best-selling menu items. And lastly, also it'll be greatly appreciated when put pretty high quality food photos as well. And now talking quickly on search ads, again, like a couple of things that I want to kind of share here are like, one is when we are actually running search ads, it's always great to run along with an attractive promotion, like a bundle deal or if there's any specific promotion. And lastly, like the third point, which is there on the screen, is it's great to pick up very specific keywords, which is relevant for you as a brand or as a category. But at the same time, we will also come back and recommend some of the keywords that could look generic, but it'll help you drive to reach out to a larger unique base and not restrict it to, like, let's say only 4 to 5 or 5 to 10 keywords, again, based on like which category like one is playing. Yeah. Okay, now it's quiz time. Let's put your knowledge to the test. Again, like as JY mentioned earlier, like I'll flash a question and 4 answer options on the screen in the next slide, and you'll have 30 seconds to respond. Again, just to reiterate, please type your brand outlet name and correct answer in the Zoom chat and make sure you send it to everyone and not to the panelists only. And the 2 quickest correct answers who would have fulfilled all the requirements will again stand a chance to win the prize, an Instagram post feature from popular local food review platform. So all the best for everyone. Okay, the question is like, when would a merchant partner be charged for their search ad? Option A, per hour the ads are run. B, it's free of cost. Third, when the consumer clicks on the ad. Or fourth, there's a set amount charged upfront. So I'm going to probably start my stopwatch and then give you all 30 seconds. And I'm also going to look at like the answers that's coming in as well. I see a lot of them going for C in general. Cool, we'll give it another 10 seconds before we reveal the answer. Thanks so much for everyone's participation, and we can move to the next slide to reveal the answer. And the answer is like, yeah, most of you are correct here. Like when the customer clicks on the ad, like it is called a CPC, which is cost per click. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. I'll hand the time back to Natasha. Over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Meru. And that's a wrap, everybody. Congratulations. If you've gotten the answers correct, we'll be sharing the winners shortly. So right now, though, we'd love to get your thoughts on today's program. Did you like it? Did you find it useful? What more would you like to see on our online events in the future? Your responses matter a great deal to us, as we said before. So do take the time to answer these simple questions that's on your screen right now. Remember to leave your responses on both polls. There's 2, not 1, there's 2. Okay. So as always, if you have any questions for our speakers, here's the last final chance to fire it away using the Zoom Q&A feature at the bottom of our screen. We'll address them as much as we can really shortly. So again, thank you so much for being here today, everybody. And also for your poll responses. We really appreciate it. I think we can do a quick Q&A. Is that okay with everybody? We now have speakers like Sherry, Michelle, Jen, and Meru from the second half of our program, all ready to answer your questions. So let's get going. Let's see what we've got. Yes, that's Sherry, Michelle. All right, we've got lots of questions here from Michelle. First up, could you give a recap of the Grab Merchant Center rates again? Michelle?
In the first time. So $300 is for the consultation. The 1-hour consultation will come with a 40-page review, business review. But we do have an early bird discount fee until 25th of September. So that's 50% off. The promotional price is $150. This will come with not only the review, but also 90-day priority hotline. And then also up to $350 worth of credits. So you will easily, the benefits easily outweigh the consultation fee of $150.
Very cool. Thank you, Michelle. Next question for Jen. Can we also have the Grab Merchant Portal access to delete inactive employee users and cashier accounts? Jen,
Yep,
yes or no?
that's absolutely possible. You can actually add employees and remove or revoke access for employees who are no longer with the company.
Awesome, short and sweet. Third question, Jen, for you, don't go away. Is the Grab Merchant app available for GrabMart? How about the Grab online shop?
Yep, so the Grab Merchant app is actually available for all Grab merchants, be it food and mart. So that's a short answer to your question. And the second is the Grab online shop. Well, it's currently optimized for Grab Food. We will eventually make it a bit more optimized for GrabMart, but do sign up first. And if it's at a state where we think it's ready, then we'll definitely reach out to you.
Awesome, thank you, Jen. Meru, over to you. Can Grab ads, regardless of banner type, be run based on certain timings of the day? That's a great question. 11 to 2, 2 to 5. What do we think?
Thanks for the question. Yes, I'll just break it up into two pieces here. Like one is like, I spoke about power banners, and definitely we can ensure that like power banners, which are visually appealing on the Grab Food homepage, can be run from 11 to 2 and 2 to 5, depending on like the timing. But when it comes to search ads, I would always recommend to keep it open and not time restricted, because search ads pop up based on users' queries. So if someone's querying for a breakfast at 10:30, we should be ideally open to like, showing him or her an ad. So I would recommend to keep search ads to run all day long. And then like our banner can be time restricted.
Awesome, thank you, Meru. Oh, I think this is both for you and Tracy, so don't go away as well. How can a small hawker be visible on the homepage as compared to the big brands in shopping malls?
Tracy, you want to share your thoughts first, and then like I can go next?
So hawker is a major feature of the Singapore culture, and we want to continue to support and highlight our local hawkers and smaller merchants on the platform. So during August and NDP period, you would have noticed that we've highlighted our hawker partners via many entry points. So we featured hawkers as part of the local Eats icon. Icon is one of those circles, 8 circles you see on the app. We've given a dedicated banner. We've also funded $5.60 off delivery, and we included it as part of many of the marketing comms to our eaters. And for the hawkers who are part of the mix and match feature, we are also featuring them in an all-in-one carousel, which is dedicated for mix and match. So that aside is September, you can also expect us to continue our $5.60 off delivery fee campaign to continue. And we remain committed to supporting this segment in the future. Over to you, Meru.
Thanks so much, Tracy. Okay, so from an ads perspective, definitely like we can look at visibility on homepage as well. Like one is, if someone's really keen to test out ads in terms of how they perform, we can either recommend to test out some ads on self-serve, or if it has to be via managed media, like we can look at giving some bundles or discounts in terms of trying out on Power Banner. And as I said earlier, like again, it depends on the category that we are into. And then like as there are different options available, even at a hawker level, like the best thing to do is like to look at whether search ads or Power Banner, which is more relevant for you as a advertiser. And then like we can recommend one of these, and it doesn't have to be a banner. So happy to take this offline and then like recommend what's best for you guys.
Awesome, thank you both. Super insightful. All right, I think those are all the questions that we've got. Now, if you've missed out on the links we've shared earlier or just can't wait to download the food trends report that Rafina went over earlier, here you go. As promised, ta-da! First up, the food trends report. We hope you enjoyed that Rafina shared with you earlier in the Singapore F&B landscape. If you want more juicy insights, I know I do, and tips on how to optimize your business, and I highly recommend it, download the Foods Trends Report either by scanning this QR code or heading over to the link on screen. Our moderators will also be sharing this link in the Zoom chat, so do look out for that. There's a lot of data here in there, and if you feel a bit overwhelmed by how to implement these recommendations, speak to your AMs, your account managers, or book a session at the GMC. All right, and here's a quick recap on all the sign-up links which shared earlier throughout the session. Remember, we have some exclusive Grab Next only discounts for those sign-ups, so do take this opportunity to register your interest. Our moderator will also be sharing the links in the Zoom chat, so you may look out for them there as well. And for the moment that you've been waiting for, presenting our winners. All right, congratulations here. Congratulations to all these beautiful winners here. We've got Divine Artisan, Fat Mario, East Side, Super, I like Superstar, it's a very cool name. Weston Crave and Al Malik there. And congratulations on being the quickest and most accurate. You have each won your stories a free Instagram post feature with the local food review platform Eatbook. So congratulations to everyone out there. We'll be reaching out to you by email by the 6th of September. So please look out for the message. And of course, check your junk folder too, if you don't see it. If a response is not received within 2 working days, you will be disqualified. So of course, as promised, we would also like to share with you the exclusive promo codes that we've secured just for attendees of GrabNext. With the codes, which we're about to reveal in just a bit, you'll be able to enjoy the following discounts. Very cool. First off, Unilever, thank you. Thank you to our partners and local Unilever distributor, Food Services. Take some time to note down all this information. Our moderators will also be pasting it on the Zoom chat so that you may copy that out too. Next, staycation, love it. Staycation deals await with Agoda. That's right. Again, I'll pause here for a moment while you take all that information. Look out for the text version of this from the moderator on the Zoom chat as well. So quick copy paste on that. And so, it's a sad time, but we've actually come to the end of today's event. Thank you everybody for joining us, and we hope that you have had a very informative and insightful session. We can't wait to see you next time on the next summit. And bye everybody. Thank you for joining us. See ya.